The Mass is our greatest prayer, which is shared every Sunday in the greater Catholic community. Therefore, the SMA Media Center is helping you to share more fully by offering Fr Tom Casey's thoughts for this Sunday based on the Mass readings. Here is your host homilist, Fr Tom Casey SMA.
Hello everybody and welcome to today's sermon, which is Sunday the 32nd in Ordinary Time, Year C. And today we are looking at life after death and life here on earth. Both of them are connected, as we will see. From the first reading, which is from 2 Maccabees, chapter 7, 1 up to verse 14. 7 brothers and their mother are being tortured to death, and all of them accept their fate in this torture, that they are ready and looking forward to life ever after in heaven with God. They are convinced of life after death. This life means nothing to them. In the 2 Thessalonians, which is the second reading today, it's a prayer for protection, for the advancement in spreading the gospel to the whole world. And it is necessary to preach the gospel to the whole world because the gospel's core message is holiness, dignity of all peoples, and the fully human, fully holy person is the one who responds to the world in helping it to become a better place. This is holiness at its best. In the Gospel, which is from Luke chapter 20, verse 27 to 38, again the Sadducees, who don't believe in the resurrection and are testing Jesus about marriage and who is going to be married to who in the next life. And Jesus says something which takes them away completely and makes them see what they're saying is the depth of foolishness. Because in the next life, they won't be marrying and given in marriage. It'll be a different plane. There'll be no need for that. You cannot transfer the things of this world to that holy place in heaven with the Creator, God Almighty, our Father in heaven. So today's readings are very much about resurrection, new life in heaven. But the one that we can deal with mostly is what we know here on earth. And our duty here on earth is to prepare for life afterwards in heaven with God. And we do so by doing our best to make the world as we find it a better place. You know that the world of recent years, like the last 200 years, we think anyway, has experienced great advancement. There have been different ages down to the history of humankind. There have been the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, the Industrial Revolution age. We wonder what this age will be known as. This world, this age that we live in, may well be to do with technology, computers, and robotic technology, maybe. So we don't know yet what history will say in future about this age. But it doesn't matter. What really matters is how has all this advancement that we seem to have in our modern world helped to make the world a better place to live in? Are more people being included in the richness of the world, in the joys of the technology that many people enjoy, but many, many don't? How has it helped to make the world a more better place for everyone? And this would be the greatest contribution that would take place. The gospel is pushing us to do such, to make the world a better place because of our having been in it. So many things in our world needs to be made right in the eyes of God. What are we doing to contribute to making the world a better place for all? So what we are saying and what the church is saying is we are very much involved in transforming this world into a more holy and wholesome and dignified place for each and every one. We do this through our respect for everyone, no matter what race, religion, colour or gender that person may come from. We respect them. We listen to them. Dignify everyone by giving them your ear. In this world of 8 billion people almost, each and every child is a child of God, intended by God. We must make this world, if we can at all, a better place for each and every one of those children. So this is the vision of the Christianity, living together, dialoguing together, respecting each other. Pope Francis said that listening is the greatest thing that we can give to this world. Listening to each other can make the world a better place. And he gives 7 options, or 7, not options, but 7 challenges that the world is facing right now. Stop the migration rhetoric. In other words, these foreigners, they're coming and taking our jobs. All this must stop, according to Francis. Give thanks to the countries who have welcomed refugees. End this war in Syria. Invest in medicines and treatments that are not always profitable. Be aware of the robotic taking over our jobs, closing the gap between rich and poor, the child labour phenomenon and the child soldiers. This is a great ill of our present day world. But break it down even to our everyday living. In school, for instance, each teacher, love your pupils, have no favourites, help the weak and the dull, let all in your class feel worthwhile. In the workplace, try your best to give witness to the gospel by being honest, by being punctual, and by being helpful. Also create an atmosphere of happiness and togetherness. In the home, a loving environment. We work as father, mother, children, to respect each other, care for each other, forgive each other, be humble, be prayerful. Community living. Our community needs us, each and every one, to be involved in it. Go to meetings for the betterment of your community, your chitente, your place of worship, or your neighbourhood. Start off a neighbourhood watch, concerned about amenities and services. So you see how we can transform the world in these ways. More importantly, this is where we find ourselves. And you know something, we haven't even mentioned Christ. But as Pope Francis says, faith in Jesus Christ enables us to see all things in their proper perspective as we view the world with God's own eyes and heart. And that is the core of our religion. To see ourselves as God sees us, to see our enemies as God sees them, to see the world as God sees it with his eyes and heart. So take it on board, be a co-creator with God in making this world into a better place, so that we can then become dignified human beings all together with our friends and our neighbours, and be ready to enter the eternal glory which will last forever with God in heaven. May God bless you and help you today to have a nice Sunday and a great week. And remember, pray. pray for the dead.